In 2007, Palm Beach police completed a report most people never saw. 53 pages long, built from interviews with underage girls, detailed enough to trace patterns, careful enough to stand in court. It wasn't anonymous tips, it wasn't rumors, it was names, dates, locations. The report was real. The evidence was real. And yet, nothing stopped. That's where the story quietly becomes strange. Because if a document like this exists, the system is supposed to react. Arrests follow, cases move, doors close. But here, the doors stayed open. The report described a man whose money didn't leave footprints, no clear public business history, no transparent explanation for wealth that crossed borders effortlessly. The lifestyle stood out. Private aircraft, multiple residences, a private island, things that usually attract attention. Instead, they moved freely. Banks didn't slow anything down. Regulators didn't interrupt. And the report kept asking, without saying it out loud, how does someone like this remain untouched? As investigators continued, another pattern appeared. Flight records, names that repeated, connections that didn't trigger scrutiny. Not accusations, not conclusions, just proximity. And proximity, in this case, was protection. The victims' statements were consistent, recruited young, paid in cash, encouraged to bring others, not chaos. A process, the kind of repetition that doesn't happen by accident. Years later, parts of that report were unsealed, and for the first time, the public heard the name attached to all of it. The man described in those pages was Jeffrey Epstein. Not a rumor, not a theory. After his conviction, Jeffrey Epstein was required to register as a sex offender. On paper, that should have changed everything. In reality, very little changed at all. He returned to private flights, private dinners, private introductions, and this wasn't hidden behavior. Photographs from that period show him smiling beside people the public already knew. Former U.S. President Bill Clinton was listed on multiple Epstein flight logs, a fact Clinton later acknowledged while denying any knowledge of crimes. Donald Trump was photographed with Epstein in the 1990s at social events in Florida. Trump later said they had a falling out years before Epstein's arrest. Prince Andrew, a member of the British royal family, was photographed with Epstein and later faced public scrutiny after a victim accused him of abuse, an allegation he denied. In 2022, he reached a civil settlement without admitting wrongdoing. Bill Gates, one of the world's most powerful businessmen, later acknowledged meetings with Epstein after Epstein's conviction, calling the association a mistake. High-profile lawyer Alan Dershowitz was also connected through legal work and appearances. Accusations against him were strongly denied and legally contested. None of these mentions are charges. None are convictions. They are records of proximity, photos, flight logs, calendars, and that's what made the pattern disturbing, because proximity didn't slow Epstein down, it insulated him. By 2019, federal prosecutors in New York quietly reopened the case. This time, the charges weren't local, they were federal. Sex trafficking of minors, conspiracy. The indictment covered years of abuse and cited evidence that had existed long before. Testimony, financial trails, travel records. For the first time, there was no deal waiting in the background. For the first time, Epstein faced a courtroom. Then, on August 10th, 2019, inside the Metropolitan Correctional Center in New York, the story stopped moving forward. Epstein was found unresponsive in his cell. The official ruling was suicide, but the failures stacked up quickly. A cellmate removed, guards asleep, cameras not recording. Later, the Department of Justice confirmed protocols were not followed. The trial ended that morning, not because the evidence disappeared, but because the man who carried it never spoke. After Epstein, the system moved slowly. Victims continued civil lawsuits, and in 2021, Ghislaine Maxwell was convicted in federal court for sex trafficking and conspiracy. That verdict confirmed one thing beyond debate: Epstein did not operate alone. But it also confirmed something else. Many names will never be tested in court. Many questions will never be answered under oath. This story isn't unsettling because it's unclear. It's unsettling because it's documented, reports written, photos archived, failures acknowledged. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm here to stay with what's on record, especially where the record goes quiet.
And we are adding some evidence we found from officials, the name like Bill Clinton, Trump, and many more. And yet, so many files are still not provided. And after this many powerful people are worried, and many are controlled by someone who got all evidence in his pocket and sitting quietly and playing the game. So stay with us for more upcoming videos.